president of Rwanda and the president of Burundi were killed when their plane was shot down on the 6th of April. Officially, they say the genocide began the next day, but it began immediately and went all night. We got in around the 17th or the 18th. We crossed over into northern Rwanda, and there's an RPF, Rwandan Patriotic Front representative. And these guys were sharp. They were all poised. Said, oh yeah, see your cameras. All right, you're reporters. Come with me. Takes us to a building on a hill with, in those days, all satellite dishes were enormous. It's this big satellite dish. We walk in, they have CNN going. It's just rolling all the time. And they said, how can we help you? We explained we were from an NGO, what we were looking for, and the fact that if we could get that video, we would get it to the media and it would tell the world what was transpiring. People were hearing about it. They won't believe it until they see it. We could smell the church before we saw it. We had to come around a corner and then suddenly there's the church, but we could smell the rotting bodies before we got there. There were probably 500 bodies, men, women, and children. And they had either died immediately or slowly where they fell. And bodies inside, I really had to get up my courage to go in. I was terrified I was going to step on rotting body parts. Went inside, more bodies stacked up in the church, shot the video. There were bodies 3-4 deep in smaller rooms that looked like they had been the Sunday school rooms. Bodies piled outside, just everywhere. I think now it was probably 500 people, but at the time, we just couldn't do the math. We couldn't arrive at a number. We were so stunned by the thing. The next day, when we got driving back to Uganda and crossed the border over into Uganda on that day, the atmosphere inside that vehicle was so strained. I think we could have sat there and not said a thing for the entire journey, but at the same time we had to say something. So we pretty much talked about everything but what we had seen, because we didn't know how to process it. Rwanda broke me. I had covered terrible events for about 3.5 years prior to that, and it snapped. I hadn't taken the breaks that I needed. I hadn't talked to somebody about it. Lots of things that I did wrong. So it broke me. But once that happened, I guess God could work in my life. Didn't always feel Him present. I felt a long period of time in which I was moving not through a dark tunnel, but a gray tunnel. All of the hues and colors of life were just gone. And it was all kind of stripped down to something that was not very pleasant. I'm moving through that landscape, but I started realizing what was really of value.